Alright, welcome back. I'm making a quick video on Sinanju because it's a pretty easy suit to explain. Basic confirm is main into sub. Finish it off with a fast fall to get you to the ground. And as I just demonstrated, the more you delay the subs, the more height you get, which is kind of bad. One of the things you have to worry about with this suit is how much height you get off subs. You can use the assist with your back turned by doing a step out of angle shot, call the assist, fire another shot, get you to the ground nice and safe at mid to long range. Rocks are pretty bad, but you want to use them. You want to use them immediately after landing. Do not use them in sequences, or they will get you killed. You can also use them to cover your landings, but that's a bit more risky. For melee confirms, it's usually just to pick up a little bit of extra damage off your sub. Here's a route you can do in burst if you're given all the space in the world. Getting 300 damage off a range confirm is pretty solid. It's nothing that you're gonna scream about, but it's worth noting. Basic melee combo is 6B, 2B, CC8B, 2B. If you do 2B after 6B, it gives you a thing called a dust down, where a trail of dust will pop out of the target, and they'll be in an untechable knockdown. You can see the dust trail after they get kicked. The other combo I do is CC8B, 6B, 2B, and then step 2B. Most of my playtime on this suit is in Gundam Versus, and I just adapted my playstyle for it to Maxi boost, and it transitioned pretty well. Alright, so have some pub footage. Hopefully gonna go through some other things going through my head while I play Sinanju. Try to hug the ground. You don't want to get altitude you don't need to. Just let that guy get right up in my face. It was an awkward fast fall. I don't know if that was misinputs or what. I might have misinput a boost dash, so I just ended up hopping. You want to use your fast fall as close to the ground as possible. Rocks I only like to kick when I've just landed. So like I'll land, kick 2 rocks, and then I'm looking to land again. I don't want to do anything else unless the rocks hit. And the rocks give me such a generous time frame to confirm that oftentimes you get to land and still finish it. Watching Valsa's play Sinanju gave me... I am going to steal an idea from her where she will kick 2 rocks in a row and charge CSA behind it, so the rock is effectively covering the CSA, and I've always thought this suit's CSA was very unremarkable, but that actually gave me a reason to start mixing it into my basic strings, because the suit has ammo problems since it's so main dependent. And I don't recommend people try to save main ammo and just use only subs, because when you're poking at neutral, unless you're sure that the sub is going to confirm, you almost always want to be shooting a main before you do 2 subs. You almost always want to be shooting a main before you do your fast fall. It's just better. Also, you see me liberally using CC8B to like extend confirmed because it's just so hard to cut. And you kind of want people to think that they might have a chance of messing with you with this suit, because people are quickly going to realize running straight into you is just going to get them subs, so you kind of want them to really get that if they don't come deal with you, that you're going to start going for greedier plays, and that means you'll start being able to sub people again. I'm just looking to get into vectors, toss subs. If 2 good players against a Sinanju, you're going to just notice are just going to circle around each other constantly, and it's very hard to know when to jump in. And then once Sinanju's on top of you, he's going to try to keep boosting to where you just were. And if you ever try to challenge him, he's just going to sub you. And that's kind of how his neutral works. And you can actually get a position on someone where they basically have to run their whole boost bar out to get away from you. I'm so bad at reacting to CSBs. That was such a late block. Using rocks as self-defense like that was probably a bad decision. I was gonna say that right now. Those things do not correct at all. And when people are going deep, they're not gonna save you. Rocks are, however, very good at covering your landings if you use them right up before you land. So I mentioned I like to do them at the start of sequences, and it's pretty bad to do it during them. But at the very end, they can help protect your landings. Also, I will very rarely, if I don't want to move in, like right now, I might overcost, so I don't want to push. So I started actually using the Groby assist because I thought Sky might boost into it, which was a proper read. See, they're both stuck at this corner of the stage, so I throw out another Groby assist just in case they try to move out, and it might catch them. Always mash block during range confirms. Always, always, always. Even if you get unblockable, it will extend your down value reset timer, so they can't ever get more than like one hit on you. Like every time you block, the down value counter resets to 0. So if you have 4 down value and the timer starts ticking and you block something, say 3 seconds have passed, if you block, it'll reset it back down to 0. And it gives you a 10% damage reduction. Sub just ended up sending Sky directly into the ground and stopped both of us from finishing the game. There's 2 things that make me not like this suit. It's hitting people with the explosion on sub without realizing it, but not the main projectile. So when you do sub-sub, it doesn't knock them down and then they attack and punish you. As well as sub-sub and burst not being a knockdown. So I have to be very careful to make sure that when I land sub confirms that they're going to knock down the target. And getting a BR in the mix solves that problem because if a sub plus an extra thing hits, it's going to avoid it. Here's a good use of defensive rock on landing because it recovers so fast you get the block afterwards too. I did not expect them to boost directly in me, so we just ended up trading shots. And I was a little flustered after that and ended up just taking a shot for free. It's good to keep pushing on people when you think they might be flustered or you have a position advantage. Sinanju's too fast, I don't have to care about CSB, that's why I don't react to it. Yeah, there I land, they're moving away, so I do BR into double rock kick. Because as high guidance, luck out massively. Get away from that. Call the Groby assist in burst, and the block ends up being unblockable by the Groby assist expanding. That was an extremely unique interaction. Partners doing their best at making sure the back is pressured because they're about to. They're a win con right now, so we want to get that burst out, and now is anytime Agios is exposed. I will never react to a CSB, I refuse. I take them with pride. Yeah, my partner just stayed in, kept harassing, and I kept dealing with Baz. Trying not to commit too hard, because my partner had way more life than me to spend. And I ended up losing way more life than I wanted to because of that CSB. And this is going to be the last commentary match. I don't really want to get near Riser. I don't ever want to get near Riser. Good snipe. Focusing more on seeing if I can get some damage in on Keradim instead of actually fight Riser, like I said. Partner's also making sure that Keradim gets punished. I should have just committed to subs instead of kicking rocks because the subs would have probably cut that. Bad habit to step away from my targets. I really need to just not be stubborn, keep trying to make distance. I need to just keep moving perpendicular if I want to avoid damage. Push more damage on Keradim. Their front panics, and I get a full confirm. I drop the ender though. I reflexively want to try to end my combos with ranged moves, but you just can't. You have to use rock. And rock also has its certain amount of timing. There's a good example of sub not actually causing a red down and me getting punished for it, because the projectile is what popped the shield and then the explosion hit him. Yeah. So the projectile popped the shield, the explosion hit him, the second sub didn't cause a knockdown because it wasn't enough down value, and then I got punished. Sometimes. Mostly just poking, waiting for the game to be over. Actually, I am going to say, I think it was the last match I recorded. There's a very clear use of why rock, despite not being good correction, the guidance alone is worth using the move. Because sometimes it just has so much guidance people aren't ready for. And they'll just take the hit. Anyway, that's it for today. See you next time.
Let's go. けないな。所詮お前はその程度だってことだ。